This is LaGuardia Airport, Terminal C, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to get to Manhattan and really any place in the 5 boroughs of New York City for the price of a bus or a subway, which is $2.75 currently. If you were to take a taxi or an Uber from here into Manhattan, it would be around $50 or more. So the way we're going to do this is through the buses because there are no subways and there is no air train like there is for JFK Airport. So the main 3 buses we're going to use are the M60, the Q70, and the Q72. And so the most simple way to get to Manhattan or Times Square is through the Q72 bus, because all you have to do is buy a simple Metrocard and swipe it in the bus and go. And the bus will ride by Junction Blvd train station where you can catch the number 7 train. That's the closest subway to LaGuardia Airport. It's 1.8 miles from the terminal here. And once you get the 7 train, you can take it locally or express during the day and get to Manhattan. It goes to Times Square and points west to 34th Street, Hudson Yards. And of course, there's plenty of places you can change to other trains along the way to get to different parts of Manhattan or to other boroughs like Brooklyn. So let's have a quick look at what the area of Junction Boulevard and Roosevelt Avenue looks like where you'll be taking this train. And as you see here, it's an elevated train, so there's also the added bonus of if you take this train, you get to kind of get a tour of Queens along the way before it goes underground, right before it goes into the tunnel to go to Manhattan. So this is the simplest way, I would say, to get to Times Square, and probably might be the quickest way, or just as quick as taking the Q70 to Roosevelt Avenue, 74th Street. The next option is the Q70 bus that you see here, and it's different looking from the regular bus like the Q72 in that it's light blue and it says LaGuardia Link, and it shows all the trains that you can transfer to using this bus. The other different thing is, even though you need a Metrocard to get on the bus, you have to buy a paper ticket beforehand from one of these machines. So you use your Metrocard, put it in this machine, get a paper ticket, and just get on the bus. You don't have to show the bus driver anything. And if you don't have a Metrocard, there's another machine next to it on the right that accepts coins to get a paper ticket. So you get on the bus either in the front or the back, it doesn't matter. Just know that, of course, if you get caught without a paper ticket, there's a big fine or whatever. So this bus is going to take you to 74th Street and Roosevelt Avenue, where you can catch 5 different trains: the 7, the M, the R, the E, and the F. And if you stay on it past 74th Street, it goes down to 61st Street, where you can actually catch the LIRR, the Long Island Railroad, if you want to go to Long Island. So here is a look of where the area is where the bus is going to stop. This is Roosevelt Avenue and 74th Street, and you see the bus stops right in front of the train station, and the train above head is the 7 train that I showed you previously at Junction Boulevard. So this is all Roosevelt Avenue. Junction Boulevard is further up at 94th Street, and this is 71st Street. And further down on 61st Street is where the bus ends, and you get to switch to the Long Island Railroad if you want to. One good thing is that the Metrocard has a free transfer for 2 hours from the time you use it. So you can transfer from bus to bus, from bus to train, and from train to bus. You can't transfer from train to train or subway to subway. So if you choose to take the Q70 to 74th and Roosevelt, Your best bet for getting to Times Square, I would say, is the E train, because it runs express from this station over to Queens Plaza, and then it gets into Manhattan. So it skips all the local stops that the R and the M train would take. So depending on where you're going in Manhattan or Brooklyn or Queens, you have 5 trains to choose from, and each one of them takes a little bit of a different route. So see where you're staying and pick the correct train accordingly. All of these trains actually go to Times Square, but they stop kind of in different areas or different avenues. But Times Square is such a huge connected station that you can walk to most of these trains, maybe not the F train, but you can walk to the E, the 7, the M, the R, and a bunch of other trains there. The IRTs are there also, 1, 2, and 3, the A, C, and E. So there's millions of trains there in the Times Square area, and they're all within very short walking distance. So any of these trains you take and get to the area of Times Square will work. The third bus option would be the M60 bus, and you would take this bus if you're trying to go to the Upper East Side or the Upper West Side of Manhattan or Harlem or the Bronx. So this bus goes through Astoria, Queens, which you can get off before it goes over the bridge if you're trying to get to Astoria. It then goes over the Triborough Bridge into Manhattan across 125th Street in Harlem. So on the east side of Harlem at 125th Street, you can take the 4, 5, or the 6 train, and that will take you to the Upper East Side or the Bronx. Or if you continue on the bus, it goes all the way across to the west side and ends up at 106th Street and Broadway. And from there, you can take the number 1 train and either go to the Upper West Side or to the Bronx with that train. And finally, the 5th borough, Staten Island, that most people forget about. If you're trying to get to Staten Island, you can still get there for $2.75. You can take the R train to Whitehall Street, or you can take the number 1 train to South Ferry Station and just walk to the Staten Island Ferry, which is free. So that's the way to get from LaGuardia to any place in the 5 boroughs for only $2.75. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. All of these things help me with the YouTube algorithms to get my videos shown to more people. Thank you for watching.